Pennsylvania, South Central PA's and Northeast newest Smokercraft V-bottom dealer. We just got in our first Smokercraft V-bottom, and that's a good one. It's one of their Phantom series. It's 18-foot, all welded series with a 160,000th bottom. Tandem axle, Trailmaster galvanized trailer with aluminum rims, brakes both axles. Spare tire, although I forgot to get the spare tire with it, but it will be included. But I wanted to get a video up as soon as we could, as soon as the first batch of Smokercrafts arrived. Yamaha 150. It's the new Series 150 with the integrated hydraulic steering. Of course, stainless prop. This is a rough water boat. This is a very deep V-bottom, all welded, like I said, with a very thick bottom, 125 thousandths sides, 160 thousandths bottom thickness. Of course, white in color. Includes a bimini top and the full enclosure. Grab rails, front and rear, that's an option. So here in the back and also up front. It is priced on our website with a Minn Kota Tarova 112 36 volt iPilot trolley motor. I don't have it mounted on the boat yet, but it is priced on our website with it. It's also priced with a Humminbird Helix 9 side imaging. Again, it's not on the boat yet, but it is priced with it. Windshield wipers, both sides. These boats, how they're constructed, the very tall windshield, which we'll get in the boat here in a second, but it's all welded on. So it's physically welded to the boat, so it makes for a very solid windshield for rough water capability. If you're not familiar with Smokercraft, they're a privately owned company. They're 4th generation, I believe it is. The family's still the owners and still run it today, which is really cool, not owned by a big corporation. Similar to us, we're 3rd generation here. My grandfather started things in the late 40s. My dad is the current owner. I've been here myself almost 30 years. I'm Andy, by the way. My dad, Bob, could also help with any sales questions, or Tim, salesman as well. I'll be the most familiar with the Smokercraft of any technical questions specifically, but any questions that any of us can help. I mentioned the ride and the performance of the Phantom's hull, and what that has a lot to do with is how it's constructed. So this is called their Vertex Performance Strake Hull, which is a mouthful. But what that means, basically, is the very back here, you'll see there is a flat area. And from basically starts at about that divot and goes to the other divot, which is here. That area is flat, and it's about 18 inches wide. So this is basically a pad hull. So all the way up the boat, pretty well 3/4 of the way up, that flat pad slowly tapers off to a point. And the idea is it makes it plane off faster, and it also makes it a little bit faster on top end because it's a flat area surface that's just riding in the water, that flat area, rather than plowing through the water with a V. But then you still get the good ride of the boat because it is such a deep V boat as well. So along with the idea, and it works really well. I've been out in these boats and ran it myself to experience it. They plane off very quickly, they ride very well, and they have great top end performance with that pad hull and how it's constructed. And then it also has a keel on it too that runs a length, which you can see it there as well. It's a cool concept, along with their strakes along the side here. Makes for a dry ride, a good handling boat as well. And all you see along the side, that runs the length to keep the spray away from the inside of the boat. They really do put them well together well. You see even the thickness of the bracket there for the transducer brackets. 25-inch transom, which most of the deep V's in the industry will be that 25-inch, which is a deeper than the standard 20-inch, which again is better for rough water capability. And then along with their hull design, how the foam is sprayed in the boats is in the floor, between the hull and the floor, there is injected foam, and that makes for a quiet ride. And the way they inject it, it's very precise. Some of them pour it in, but it's much more precise with how they inject it at Smokercraft. It's a very rugged boat. See how the step here, that's just to get in and out. Of course, brackets for transducers. Very thick watt. You can see the thickness of the bottom. It's very thick. I've been out in these boats, even though this is the first model we got. I went to Smokercraft to interview them before we took on the brand to make sure we were comfortable with the company and with the performance of the product. I was out in one of these Phantoms, and it's incredible what a aluminum boat is capable of. These things ride like tanks, and of course are about as thick as a tank. I'm going to use a ladder to get in because I am a little guy. If you come to meet us, you'll see that. But as tall as these sides are, and me holding the camera, I'll fumble with trying to get in the boat. Like I said, full enclosure, bimini top with enclosure all the way around. Big deluxe passenger and driver's chairs. These two seats, there's one on either side, are movable. Right now they're not mounted to the floor. You can either leave them that way or we can mount them either way. But then underneath each seat is lots of storage. So basically underneath there is all storage underneath, which is in here. Long rod storage along the sides. Take note to the track system. So Bert's custom mounts, as far as rod holders, makes a lot of different scenarios that will mount for any type of rod holder in this track system here, and then also down below. Some future boats, I'm going to get some of the rod holder setups, but there's almost an infinite possibility with rod holders, and that runs all the way back here as well, and then along the gunnels. Peeking out there in the corner is washdown. So these Phantoms come standard with washdown on a pump from the lake or river or whatnot. Wash the boat down. We're just above the Chesapeake Bay here. This is a great saltwater boat as well. Take some really rough water. In the back, your compartments. Battery. You see, even this is very heavy duty. Second battery. This is a dual battery setup for the boat. That way you can run more electronics. We're great at installing electronics here. We do a lot of custom installs. We're also an express dealer when we do a lot of express custom installs, and we're going to be doing that with Smokercraft as well as far as electronics. We stock Garmin, Humminbird, Minn Kota, PowerPole, you name it. We pretty well stock everything for those companies, and we're glad to help set you up your system, or if you already know what you want, we'd be glad to set it up as well. Do a lot of lithium upgrade for trolling motors for the batteries, power pole charge, C-clear wiring harnesses. If you're not sure what any of that stuff means, hit me up. You'll see my contact information here at the bottom of the screen, and I'd be glad to explain what any of that means. If you can see, these are a very tall windshield on these boats. ledge underneath either side, the passenger side and underneath the driver's side for whatever you want to put under there. And then there's also storage underneath here as well. More storage in the floor. It's a long storage there, as you see. Look how beefy even the lid of that hatch is. Of course, shocks in it to reinforce it. Diamond plate all over the place. See the windshield wipers and the motors inside? That's an upgrade, like I said, we got with this boat. Up front, Livewell. Really big 25-gallon Livewell, which is here. Oh, sorry, I dropped the lid. But even all the lids are bolted on stainless bolts. Cool little touch how they put it in the floor there in the metal, the logo. Trolling motor batteries are housed in here. I ordered this boat pre-wired for a trolling motor, which is an option. And this is where the system will be, right here. You see the plug for the trolling motor. And again, our website has it already priced out. Or we can do whatever, we can change up what's on. You'll see our website, whatever you have in mind. See the track system continues up front. More storage right here. If you're not familiar with us, we have a great service reputation here at F&S. We're very family oriented with everyone that works here and how we do business and with our customers. Feel free to check out our Google reviews and Facebook reviews. We have a great reputation we're very proud of. And every boat that we sell, we go through them very thoroughly to make sure they're as trouble-free as possible before you get it. And that's every boat brand, regardless of the brand, needs some help when they come from the factory. And little things to fix and tweak. We'll go water test every smoker craft that we sell because the good dealers will take their time to go through every boat to fix the little things before you get it. Like I said, it's not just smoker craft, that's every boat brand, and we're very thorough here when we go through and PDI a boat. It'll take us about twice as long as your typical dealer to make sure it's as trouble-free as possible. And then after that, like I said, we'll go to the water and water test because there's certain things like Livewell fittings and propping and numerous other things that we can only test in the water. So we'll go to the water and test. And then also in addition to that, we'll go with many customers to the water to show you how to use your boat. Because it's one thing to go over it here on land. It's a completely other thing to actually go to the water and show you how to use your boat on the water. We're just all about service, and you'll see that with the reviews online. This boat is currently for sale, but then we welcome special orders. Hit me up. Like I said, you'll see my contact information. I'm Andy at the bottom of the screen for special orders, or this boat, or any other boat that we may have on order. You'll see many other smoker crafts that we have on order. Jump out of here. Many other YouTube videos. This is this first smoker craft video, one of many that we'll be doing. Many other videos we have for Express, especially in Bennington, but mainly Express for one of the largest Express dealers in the nation. A lot of bass boats and bay boats and console base boats. I appreciate you watching. Feel free to hit me up with any questions. Again, I'm Andy. I'm the, I'd say the tech guy here as far as knowledge with all electronics and pretty well anything that has anything technical involved with it. Usually everyone goes to me. But my dad is a salesman, Bob, and Tim is a salesman too, that any of us can help, but if they're stuck on a question, they'll come to me. I appreciate you watching. Have a good day.